What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here, and in this video I have a solo flawless run of the Europa Battleground. You can see I'm using the Getaway Artist build with Bleak Watchers and Devour with Revision 0, Indebted Kindness, and Song of Your Ute. That is because Arc and Solar are the surges, and I have Song of Flame on. So yeah, our Arc Souls, basically all our Arc and Solar damage is dealing 25% more because of the surges, and then Revision 0 should be doing 25% more, not because of Anti-Barrier Pulse Rifle, but because my super is matching the surge, because I've got Song of Flame on. So yeah, the first season that this that this GM came out, I tried soloing it with Lucky Raspberry Hunter, and I often got like quite far in the boss room, and then I would just die to, I wouldn't say some BS, but just it gets very hectic in that boss room. And being on Arc, I was not able to like regen my health very well. But with Prismatic, we have access to Devour, and that makes this GM just so much easier than it used to. So I actually beat this on my first try, which kind of just tells me that power creep is getting pretty crazy, because before you really had to know the enemy spawns in the boss room to be able to survive, but now it really doesn't matter. As long as I had Devour or a Song of Flame or Prismatic, or Transcendence I should say, I was able to just spam abilities and spam stuff and just stay alive thanks to Devour. So whatever the enemy's spawns were didn't really matter. But here I'm going to show off how strong Revision 0 is. I love this weapon. I've got 4th times and Vorpal. I didn't need to reload there, so I kind of screwed myself. 6 shots will break the shield, but we are farming targeting data off them. And yeah, you can see it absolutely shreds them. So yeah, Revision 0, if you haven't used it in a while, it's still very good. It absolutely shreds. There we get an Arcane Needle melee off. We have Facet of Dawn, so that made us Radiant, and it's going to apply Unravel. So now we're unraveling all the enemies over there. So yeah, this build just has incredible AoE between the Unravel, the Bleak Watchers, the Arc Souls. Yeah, it's truly crazy. And then there you can see Song of Your Ute. So we've got Devour going, and then we can just use our machine gun to like literally just mow everything down. So back when I tried this with Lucky Raspberry, I had to take this section quite a bit slower. I can't remember exactly how long this section took, but obviously you had to play more carefully than I'm playing here. And then also we have ammo crates because it's a battleground. So I'm just being super liberal here with my machine gun, just using it up like crazy, because we're going to be able to grab an ammo crate and get all our special and heavy ammo back. So don't be afraid to use that. Yeah, basically this build is just about slaying out and using your abilities like as soon as they're off cooldown. Like put Bleak Watchers down constantly. There's obviously a ton of ads in this GM, so the Bleak Watchers are really nice for slowing things down. They can sometimes get freeze kills, which will give you free Devour. It's just really good. And here we can also see how strong Song of Flame is. That wasn't even a good super. I probably should have waited. I probably should have killed that captain without my super, and then used my super on the two servitors. But I remember back when those servitors were kind of a big deal, because they would make everything immune. So the quicker you can take them down, the better. But yeah, as far as like talking about enemy spawns and stuff, this video isn't going to be great for that, just because I'm literally just playing super aggressively and Devour is just literally keeping me alive. So I'm really not like waiting for the next ad wave spawn. I'm just, every time abilities are off cooldown, I'm popping them again and just going in like a madman, as you can see. So you do have to watch out for those exploder shanks. That's why I back up here. And then again, we're just keeping Devour. We're also keeping our Transcendence up for quite a while, because we have because we're getting so many kills because there's so many enemies in here. So that's nice. These captains, again, they were a threat back in the day. Now I'm not even scared of them because I have Devour, and Transcendence also gives damage resistance. We get damage resistance from Galvanic Armor when we're amplified, which we're always amplified pretty much with this build because we can just pop our Getaway Artists to give us Arc Soul and Amplified. So we have crazy DR. We also have Faceted Protection on, I do believe. I think we do. You can check the start of the video. I think I had that on. But yeah, this build is crazy. I've also got Arc Scavenger on my boots. That's nice for the special sidearm and for the machine gun. So I definitely recommend that. But just look at how aggressively we can play here. Like, it's absurd, really. And there, I didn't need to swap to Revision 0 because I have Radiant the whole time I'm in Song of Flame, but I did. And then we're going to use it to take down the barrier servitors. Or, sorry, I always call them barrier servitors. They're just regular servitors. But again, Song of Flame is just an absolute beast there. It took everything down super, super easily, which is nice because those servitors used to make this boss immune. And I guess they still will, but we can just take him down so quickly. So here we're going to farm targeting data for Revision 0 by getting crits. You can get it just by getting crits, and then we have 4th times a charm, so that will extend our magazine, which is also nice. And just like that, in 6 minutes, we're through this opening part, which is really, really good. I'll just speed this bit up. So here was what I was saying. You can just go get these ammo crates, and look, full ammo. And then in this next room, again, this knight used to kind of be dangerous, but rocket sidearms make this GM so much easier. It used to be, well, like I said, I never actually beat it. I would get to the boss and I would just die to something, and then I just didn't have time to run it back that season, and then I don't think it's been in rotation since. So yeah, I beat this first try and I had never beaten it, but like I said, I remembered some stuff from the past. However, I do make some mistakes that I definitely could have optimized to make the run quicker and smoother, but that's fine. I'll talk about those when we get to those spots. I've got Reconstruction and Bait and Switch on this machine gun, so it's really nice for taking out enemies. And then you saw when I killed that wizard, there was like a lightning strike that came down. That is the new artifact perk, Shock and Awe. It made a lot of sense to use here because I'm always amplified and I've got 2 arc weapons on plus arc souls. So yeah, that's just going to allow us to jolt enemies, and then jolt is obviously really good for ad clear. We've got volt shot on our sidearm, which is nice. So yeah, just lots of ways to do really quick ad clear. So here, I should have taken out those acolytes on the left. So here is the room that I messed up like the worst from how I used to do it. So you want to take out that ogre in the back first, because that's going to allow you to kind of free and easily take on all the other ads. Or I could have jumped down to the left, which I didn't realize till after, and I do later. But yeah, this part's pretty ugly. So I'd like to take on those knights, but the ogre is a threat, so you have to use this window for cover. But then also, and I shouldn't have popped my sniper there, that was stupid. What I should have done was backed up, got 4 sniper shots and used them on the ogre. So stun the ogre and then kill it with the Revision 0 sniper shots, and then I could take on those barrier knights so much easier. And I want to take out those acolytes because, as you can see, they're lobbing their solar grenades and they actually hit me even though I'm behind cover, so that's quite annoying. So here we stun the ogre, and you can see we're actually doing some pretty good damage to it. And then here again I mess up, and I probably could have died there, but I kind of got lucky and got behind cover, and now I'm not going to be able to stun that barrier because the ogre is pelting the lane that I want to use. So like I said, I played this very, very ugly. Don't do what I'm doing. Take out that ogre first and you'll be more than fine. The problem is I have like an ad clear loadout on with the sidearm and with the machine gun. So yeah, Revision 0 is actually what I want to use to melt champions that are a threat. So there, I proc Radiant and Unravel, so that just lets us kill that guy super quick because we have Radiant and Bait and Switch. So yeah, it's really, really nice there. But I could have just came down here way earlier, and I should have, because this actually gives you cover. There, that stupid knight put up his shield, so I didn't get radiant. So I wasn't able to stun the barrier knight with my machine gun, which was unfortunate, but it is what it is. So yeah, like I said, you can play so much more aggressively than you could the last time this GM was up. When this GM was a solo, like, it was pretty tough, and it was a slog. And a lot of these, the Battlegrounds GMs kind of are a slog, so it is nice that we're stronger and don't have to take, like, so freaking long to beat stuff. But at the same time, it's crazy, the power creep. Like, I can't believe how much easier this GM is now than it was back in the day. Like I said, I first tried this, and, like, I was having terrible strats up top there. But, yeah, so it's not the cleanest run. If I ran it back, I could do some things differently to optimize leading up to the boss. But, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, I'll talk about what I screwed up. And then there, we got a Volt Shot proc on that knight, which was really nice, because then we were hitting all those other enemies as we're dealing damage with Revision 0. So that was awesome. Then we're just going to unravel him, get Radiant, and then go in with our sidearm. So we melt him pretty quickly, grab some ammo, and then we're through to the next part. So this next part, this guy is not much of a threat. Just stand back here and take him on. I've complained about this a lot in the past, but I should have got 2 shots back there. 2 sniper shots because of 4th time's a charm, but you can't hit crits on barrier knights for some stupid reason. And then here, I'm in a bad position because there's vandal snipers to my left. So you just have to be wary of them and don't be in their line of sight. So anyways, we take them out. We're going to throw our Tangle. That's going to proc Devour, if you didn't know, because it is technically an ability kill. And then we're going to use our Song of Flame here. So I kind of did this part dumb too. I shouldn't have wasted my targeting data on that knight. I should have saved it for these 2 ogres, and then I could have stunned both at once, like put down the thing like I did. The turret, the stasis turret. But the reason using my super here was bad is I could have used it in the next section, because if I had done that, you actually get, what's it called? The battle song guys, those guys that you have to kill, otherwise the shriekers like prevent you from using your abilities. So I don't have much firepower. Like I said, I have an add clear loadout on, so when I get to that guy, I kind of screw myself over. But you'll see it's not a huge deal, again, because we're so potent, but I did play that kind of stupidly. So here is kind of where I remembered that Death Tongue Chorister spawns. So like I said, I kind of screwed myself. And there, now we've got Overwhelming Battle Song, so I can't use my abilities until I get that Acolyte dead. So we kill it, and now the Shriekers are spawned in. And then also, that knight on my right is dealing a ton of damage. So I got lucky I didn't die there. But yeah, you just have to back up and use cover. And then I forgot about the Shrieker on the right. Again, I haven't ran this one in a long time. It's not like I watched any footage back. I was just kind of rolling with it. Because usually I don't beat these on like the first try. So I can kind of work out strats and optimize things. But it was actually kind of good that I beat it on the first try, because I'm going on a vacation Thursday morning. So I have lots to do this week. So it was nice that I didn't have to spend a whole bunch of time on this GM. But also, can somebody tell me, was the GM node not supposed to be out? Because I was hoping to run those other GMs, Insight Terminus and Devil's Lair. They're actually 2 of my favorite ones to solo, and I don't see them on the node. So unfortunately, in the next couple weeks, when those come out, I'm not going to be able to have a video on that. So sorry about that, but that's why. It's because Bungie loves to fucking time gate things, and I can't get my content out before I leave, when I was thinking that the GM node would be up. But again, we have Transcendence there, and we're able to spam our Arcane Needle melees, which is giving us Radiant with Facet of Dawn, allowing our machine gun to absolutely chew through the barrier shield and just chew through all those enemies. So like I said, in the past you kind of had to prioritize certain enemies and stuff, and those knights were actually pretty hard to kill, but now they're much easier to kill. Like, I mean, the orange bar knights, they're very tanky, but with special sidearms and being able to have access to Radiant and Unravel and all those things, they just die so much quicker. So yeah, these rocket sidearms are a game changer for this GM in particular. I remember I was using a fusion rifle, the Royal Executioner with Envious Assassin and Reservoir Burst, because it was nice for taking out the wizards quickly in boss room. So here, this knight finally cooperates. He goes where I want him to. And then the ogre actually does sneak around here. So see, he's in the back right there, but you do have to be wary of him. And then also those snipers in the back, once you get far enough forward, they start shooting at you. So I'm going to speed this up because at first I was trying to take them with Revision 0. And then I just used the rocket sidearm, and boom, you can see they go down pretty easily. I was also using Wishender in that run way back when. Wishender, a machine gun, Song of Your Ute actually, same one, and then a solar fusion rifle. So that gave me arc and solar shields, where now you can just run all arc because match game doesn't exist since the final shape, or whenever that was. But yeah, anyways, it makes GMs that much easier still. So now, here you can see how awesome Revision 0 is. Just absolutely cooks that guy in like 3 shots. That's insane for a primary. Yeah, Revision 0 is definitely one of the strongest primaries in the entire game. So this part used to kind of be a problem back in the day too, because 2 barriers would spawn in here with you. And that's obviously very dangerous if you get hit by them. Also watch out for these lasers. Again, I couldn't remember exactly where they spawn and stuff, so I was just taking things slowly. So what I do here is I pop my Getaway Artist and then immediately pop my super, and then we're just going to melt these guys right in here before they can really run away. So again, I was saying how Song of Flame gives me Radiant, so all I did was hit him with Revision, hit him with the sidearm, and that procced Bait and Switch, and absolutely melted 2 GM Barrier Knights pretty much in an instant. And then we can also melt these Orange Bar Knights super quickly. So yeah, that spot was super dangerous back when, and Song of Flame is just absolutely, I will say it, it's pretty busted. I'm gonna make a video on it sometime. It'll be after my holiday, but just breaking down exactly lots of little tips and tricks to get the most out of Song of Flame. But yeah, when you know those things, it is like extremely powerful. So anyways, we pop Transcendence. Transcendence is also obviously very nice for taking things out super quickly. So we had popped a turret before popping Transcendence, because when we come back out of Transcendence, we're gonna have our grenade ability. So you want to pop a stasis turret just before that. So this was dumb. I should have popped that Knight, but I thought the barrier servitor was gonna shield quicker, and then this Knight actually somehow gets away, which is really annoying. Oh yeah, it's because I screwed that up. I should have just melted it instead of worrying about popping another stasis turret. I could have easily just melted it with Bait and Switch machine gun there, but that wizard rolled around on me, and then I had to get back to cover because those wizards can hit you way back here, and they definitely can kill you, so you do have to be careful. So kind of wasted some time there. Now the Knight is back in a decent position. The nice thing is, look, we already have Transcendence and our super back, because your super, so like Wishender and things like Revision 0, primaries that deal, exotic primaries I should say, that deal like heavy damage like a Outbreak Perfected or Wishender or Revision 0, they give massive chunks of super energy. So you can actually use that to your advantage to like farm super energy. So there we proc Bait and Switch, we take out that Resilient Shank. But yeah, so Revision 0, not only is it great because it can like, the 2-round burst has really good range, and it's good for like just taking out red bars quite quickly in like a shot or two, but it's also really good for champions because of the sniper, and it gives you your super. And like I said, this super is crazy. Watch it absolutely mess up this wizard. and I think the next one as well. Oh no, I go for the heavy shank. But yeah, just using the snap, because the snap uses less super. So I easily could have held in there and got one more snap off. It's just I didn't want to get greedy. Again, I didn't think I was actually going to clear here, so I was just kind of working out how I want to do things. But yeah, Song of Flame, really, really strong. The snap causes ignitions, obviously. You're radiant the whole time in it, so your weapons are dealing lots of damage. Kinetic and solar weapons also apply Scorch. So then here we're going to pop Transcendence so that we get, well, all our abilities first and foremost, but then we also get a small weapon damage boost. So that's nice. We're able to spam our melees, which is nice, to give us Radiant more often. But yeah, these wizards move so freaking annoyingly. Like, yeah, this part as a solo is really annoying. Not as annoying as it used to be, obviously, but yeah, those wizards are quite annoying. But yeah, there, you can see the Transcendence Grenade, it froze everything, then we got some shatter damage, and just like that, we're able to deal some easy chip damage to that wizard that on anything but Prismatic you'd have never been able to, just because you have access to that Transcendence Grenade. So there, somehow I didn't proc Bait and Switch, but then I proc it. We're just keep taking out the enemies. And then I'm not too worried about running out of my machine gun ammo, which I do here, because we have another crate right before boss room if you get the Hive Runes, which is actually, again, pretty easy to get with this build. Again, just because we're so powerful. So I go to the right, and there's a knight that you have to deal with. And again, he used to be pretty threatening, but now he's pretty easy because of special sidearms. So we proc that for Amplified for the damage resist, but then also for obviously like the Arc Soul and the Stasis Turret. So we melt him really quickly. Again, we're also Amplified. So I could have grabbed that and used the Speed Booster, and I should have, but I couldn't remember what spawns. And it's just Acolytes, and you can kind of outrun their projectile shots if you know kind of the angle to go. So you can see they're kind of all shooting behind me, and that's just because of the angle I'm running at. And that allows us to get up here fine. I could have also dropped this little thing that we're shooting and taken them out with a special sidearm. That works too, but you do have to be very quick because more ads will spawn. And then I forgot there's a knight on left, and he almost kills me here because of his blaster. So it might be worth taking him out also, or just kind of don't stand on the left side to take out those runes. Kind of move up and use that little console as cover. But yeah, I kind of messed that up a little bit. Could have died there, but got lucky. And here's that ammo I was talking about. So we grabbed that, and now we're full on ammo. And then here, if you had like a Well of Radiance, you could pop that, but obviously I don't. But one thing you can pop is your Stasis Turret, because once you activate that console, you get all your abilities and your super back. So there, you can see I got all my Arcane Needles, and then I also have my Storm Grenade immediately back. So that's really nice. So I screwed up because he shoots those purple things. So I had thrown out my Radiant Melee. And then I throw it again. And look at how much damage. Like you can see on his health bar. It actually caused him to move before I could even proc 4 times the charm. Then here's what I was saying. So now I have Devour, and then we're able to just go in like crazy. And then the Origin trait on the machine gun is really nice, because if you get melee kills, it does that Cursed Thrall explosion. And like I said, with Prismatic, it's pretty easy to get those kills. So we still have Hunter's Trace. So we do one more big damage shot. And then we're just gonna kind of wait for the boss to move, because where he is now is like not ideal for taking him on. So we take out some Cursed Thrall that are coming our way. You can kind of hear them coming. But yeah, if they do get on top of you and you have no damage resistance, you're probably gonna die. So then he TPs, and then we have more enemies spawning in. So again, I couldn't remember the enemy spawns, So I wasn't sure all what was coming, and I didn't want to start doing damage to the boss until I knew all the enemies were dead. And that's where the stasis turret's really nice, because when you're hiding under here, you don't totally know all what's coming, and the stasis turret can put in some damage for you. So again, I wasn't sure which enemies were going to be coming, and the wizards are what would kill me a lot in the past, because they actually come under here, as you could see. So I just decided to pop Song of Flame as soon as I saw that we were getting wizard spawns, because I was not going to be messing with those guys. They mess you up in a hurry. So there, again, Song of Flame is crazy. It's good even if it wasn't Solar Surge, but the fact it's Solar Surge makes it even better. Now the boss is in a dumb spot again, which is really annoying. So when the boss makes this kind of like, I can't really do the sound, but he'll make a certain sound, and that's when it's going to be sending out those void projectiles, and you have to be wary of those, because if a few hit you, they definitely can kill you. I died to that in the past. But again, with all our damage resistance and everything, it's much easier to stay alive, but still, just something to be aware of. So here, I popped Transcendence. Would have been nice to get a grenade down first, a stasis turret, but doesn't really matter. We have Transcendence. It's really good. So look, those wizards are slowed. So when they're slowed, they just become much, much less of a threat. And then the boss is doing its thing with its spinning void attacks. We still had a Transcendence grenade up. And then yeah, we're just kind of trying to spawn kill the wizards so that they don't get up on us and become an issue. And then I'm just spamming my abilities as well, just trying to keep Devour going. As long as you're getting kills and you keep that Devour train rolling, you're good. So here, I was trying to kill that wizard, didn't. I was so close to death, and that's those void projectiles that I was talking about. So I easily could have lost the run there. So if you hear that sound, just pull out your machine gun and be ready to shoot those void projectiles. I was not, and it almost cost me. And then yeah, when we're at this phase in the fight, it will also spawn some Tracer Shanks. So you want to take them out because they hit hard. And again, just like that, we have our Transcendence back, because the stasis turret, it slows, and that's obviously darkness with the stasis. So that fills up that meter, and then our two arc weapons get us light energy super, super quick. And sometimes the stasis turret will freeze, and then if you get like shatter kills, you get like big chunks of energy. So I was just waiting for that guy to move. Now he finally moved. We're going to take out this other Tracer Shank. Again, so much easier than it used to be. Just 2 shots with this little rocket sidearm. And then we have a nice little angle here where we can just go in and farm targeting data. So then once we're full, we're going to pop this. I should have thrown out a melee, but that would have pushed us to the next spot. I guess it did anyways, because we got 4 times the charm to activate. So that was nice. So from that point, then there's the arc charge captain guys. So you got to dunk your 5 arc charges, and a barrier knight spawns at this part, which is very, very dangerous, obviously. And then all these wizards. So this is where stuff gets really hectic. And unfortunately, I didn't proc bait and switch there. But again, we're just spamming our abilities because we have Transcendence active, and we're just trying to keep Devour going. And with all the damage over time stuff we got going on, that's not too hard to do. Pop a Healing Rift. And now most of the enemies are dead. And yeah, we just cut through that shield with her Vision 0. Now we proc Radiant, and now we're going to take them out. And again, somehow I didn't proc bait and switch, but that is okay. So then this wizard was the big problem. And again, it's the wizards that are like the biggest problem in this boss room, because they have that poison. So if you're in the poison, you can't regenerate your health, but Devour obviously will still give you your full health back. And it slows you, so you can't really run. So yeah, that was the biggest problem back when I tried to beat this one before, where now it's not really a big deal at all. So here, I'm popping my stasis turret before dunking, because as soon as you dunk, you get ad spawns. So we take out those wizards as they spawn in. So that's where I had that fusion rifle the last time this was up, And it was really nice because I think if you hit all your bolts, you could one-shot those wizards, which is crucial. But the rocket sidearm is like just as good, if not better. It's more ammo efficient, and it took like 2 shots to take down. So again, we're gonna pop our stasis turret before dunking. That way it's gonna slow any enemies that are spawning in and coming at us. And then we have the wizards there. We throw a melee to give us radiant. And then we're just gonna take them out nice and easy. The stasis turret is slowing all these other enemies and freezing them. So they're not really a threat, even though they would be rushing up on us. But again, doesn't really matter. So yeah, this build is absolutely insane. I know I used it on Exodus Crash, but you could really use it on any GM that you want. Like, this build is pretty much good for every type of content that you can throw at it. It's just so effective. Especially with Galvanic Armor this season, just an easy way to get amplified as well. Like, super good. And having damage resistance is crucial here, especially, like I said, I almost died to those purple eye blasts from the boss, the seeking ones. The other ones you can just dodge and hide behind, but those seeking ones will come under here and kill you. So this time I was smart and procced it before killing this guy, because look, if you didn't know, Devour gives bigger chunks of grenade energy back based on the tier the combatant killed. So he's an orange bar, so I get even more grenade energy back for killing him. And now you can see I already have my grenade back, so now we have 2 turrets down. We're depositing our 4th one. So again, this took like so much more time before. You had to be quite careful and pick your spots and be safe. Now you can just play so aggressively thanks to Devour. Take out all the enemies so quickly. We have lots of ammo on the ground, so that's nice. And yeah, just like that, we are ready to get our last charge. Oh, there was one more wizard. But again, the freeze just makes him a non-issue. So again, we pop our turret before killing this guy. Watch the chunk of grenade energy. We're already at 50% after just popping that. And now we're full. So we're going to be able to pop another one. And again, I couldn't remember exactly like how the ad spawns work. So I didn't know if I should be popping my super here, if another barrier knight was coming. I just couldn't remember. So I wanted to make sure to get a melee kill on that guy, because the most important thing is getting Devour going. So there, all those Seekers were coming for me again. So I just popped Song of Flame, kind of in a panic. That was a panic pop, because Song of Flame gives like 90% damage resistance or something crazy like that. So yeah, I just popped it because I know I could face tank all that if I was in Song of Flame. So that's exactly what I did. I also have Void Resist. I have the Rainbow of Resist on in this one actually. So there's that Barrier Knight. So yeah, we used the Song of Flame to take out a bunch of the wizards. And then we were able to use Transcendence to take out the Barrier Knight. And this final wizard, if he cooperates. I don't know where he's going. So once we get that last wizard down, so that's kind of the most hectic part right there, is after you dunk that 5th one, you get those wizards spawning in again, and you get all those enemies rushing you. There's also Thrall that rush you, so I used to hang out. There's a little spot for protection. It's not fully protected, but it's a pretty good spot to stand. I'll show it when I go there in a bit. But the Thrall will rush you there, and that's what killed me one time in one of my runs the other season. So unfortunately, I missed one of my sniper shots. I had Radiant going there, but yeah, you could see we were dealing almost 50,000 per shot with Radiant, which is obviously insane. And we've got more stuff coming in, but again, I made sure to proc Devour on one of those Acolytes. Oh, here's the Thrall spawn. So yeah, those Thrall rush you, and you have to be careful of them. So I did get low for half a second, but that also was because I took some self-damage from my rocket sidearm. But we did kill the Thrall, and then when we did that, we got all our health back. And look, we still have like full freaking rocket sidearm ammo. Like, these things are so ammo efficient. And then here, just keep spamming abilities because he's in a really tough spot to actually shoot with our Revision 0. And once we come back out of Transcendence, we have our grenade back like I talked about. So I should be putting a turret down. Yeah, so now he's in a good spot. Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill that Arc Charge guy because I saw him from down low. He should just stay up there and be a non-issue, but might as well take him out just to be safe. So we proc Volt Shot. I don't know if Volt Shot works on Shriekers. Like we get a little Volt there, let's see. Yeah, but we're not getting really any Jolt damage afterwards. So unfortunately it doesn't work. So I'm just being cautious here, trying to build my targeting data, but I don't want to put my Rift down. I want to have that Rift in case I need it. Again, because I couldn't remember the enemy spawns. But I know some are coming as his health gets lower. But we can just avoid his Void Blast. So here's those things. So see, you can shoot them in one shot with Revision 0, but you have to listen for that sound and be ready for them to come. And I just wasn't ready on those other ones. So again, I talked about how you can just farm your super ammo. So that's what I was doing there. We get Radiant. Unfortunately, he was just ready to move. So I do want to get the rest of my sniper shots, but it wasn't in the cards. So had I remembered when he was going to move, I wouldn't have wasted my sniper shots there. I would have just pushed him to where he is now, and then had all 4 of those sniper shots ready to go in the position he's in now. But unfortunately, I popped at a really shitty time. But again, now you know from watching this video when he's going to move. Just go back to that point and you can see where the health bar was at. But we popped our Song of Flame, and we came out of that and we popped Transcendence, and that is because we obviously have big ad waves coming. So like I said, with this build, just pretty much spam your abilities and you'll be fine. Because I wasn't playing very smart, I wouldn't say. I was just kind of just reacting. Like as these enemy spawns are happening, I'm just reacting. So there, again, we had those things fly in. But I was able to tank it. Thanks to all the DR we have. We've got Amplified. So here, I've got the Sentient Arc Soul, but I only have 1 melee. So I'm trying to get an Arc Soul kill. And then there it is. So now that I have Devour, now we can start getting our grenade energy back. We can start slaying out. I saw where that wizard was. That's why I went left. So I'm just trying to kill something while I still have Devour. And I was able to with that wizard. And then again, we're getting pushed like crazy by the Thrall. So yeah, I think it's that Thrall spawn wave that killed me the one time. Because I was back in my safe corner behind me. And those Thrall pushed me in there. And I wasn't expecting it, and I died. So that was super unfortunate. Where this time, because I had Devour, yeah, they pushed me, but then I killed it, got my full health back, and I was good to go. So pretty scrambly, not the best gameplay there, but like I said, I was just kind of reacting to things on the fly. And then here, again, I'm just farming up my targeting data, and as a bonus, we're getting super energy. And then because we had Transcendence, I'm just popping that because again, I don't really know what enemies are coming. That guy was frozen, so we got Devour off him because it was more of a shatter kill than an actual weapon kill. And then once we have Devour, we're chilling. Just start spamming our abilities some more. And I think this is the last ad wave. There could be some time-based ones, but I think this is the last health gate ad wave. Because yeah, you got all those Thrall, you got all those wizards, and you can see, once we dealt with all of them, we got our super back. So what I should have done is right here, popped super, and then just went in with my weapon, because like I said, it would be applying Scorch, so it would be dealing more damage. And I have permanent Radiant, thanks to Song of Flame. But I was playing cautiously, because I was like, well, I want to keep my Song of Flame in case something comes out that I don't remember. But that didn't wind up happening, so we farm our targeting data, and then we're going to be able to take him out with the sniper shots. So I was waiting for the Rift. We're going to proc Radiant once we get our 3 shots, and that's going to be enough to take him out. So anyways, that is it for the video. I hope it was helpful and informative, and if it was, a like and subscription would be greatly appreciated. And if you're still watching, thanks for watching to the end. Yeah, sorry it was a little scrambly, like the gameplay. Normally I can talk about like the spawns and what's happening when, and I think I did still to a degree, but like I said, it had been so long since I ran it and I beat it first try that it wasn't as familiar as maybe it normally is. But anyways, thanks for watching and take care.